recognize Councilmember Cheryl Hawes.
Good evening, thank you again for coming out. Denise so eloquently told you there was a vote of 4-1.
Cheryl, I think you probably use the microphone.
Yeah, I think that's it. For those of you who didn't hear me, as Denise stated, there was a vote on the budget of 4-1, and I felt compelled that I should explain why I voted against it. I've been in a few budget processes. This is my second one here. However, I've never approached it the way it was approached this year, and I found that disturbing. The department heads were asked to cut their budget 5% before we even looked at their budgets in order to keep the taxes down and not go over 2% was what they had hoped. While I applaud that idea, and while I would like that myself, I didn't think it was realistic, and I didn't think it was fair to the people that we entrust to run the departments in the town. I feel my job here on the council is to look out for the best interests of the town and the people in it by doing the best we can to support those departments so that they can run efficiently and effectively for all of us. As I've stated before, I work many jobs in order to be able to live in town and pay my taxes. That's my choice, because I love this town and I want to stay here. And so if taxes go up, well, I might have to work a little more on one of my jobs, or I might have to get another job. I'll do that. That's my prerogative. And I think that's probably most of the people's in here, because I think you want the town to run efficiently and effectively. As also Denise brought to your attention, salary increases were between 1.5 and 3% for most people, but not for the people that are paid the lowest in the town and that work in the town hall. They are, if you look around the state, the bottom of the barrel. And the thing is, they work and live in this town, most of them, and they have to pay the taxes too, but their salaries don't go up to reflect the jobs they do and what's required of them, or the hours that they spend doing it. And I feel that's unfortunate, because they don't have a contract or a union to back them, and I am a union supporter. They're not getting what they deserve as far as I'm concerned. That's one point. One other point I have is the libraries have been level funded for 3 years. They have not received any increase. I know that people were angry when things were going around about getting a new library, and things shut down there and people stopped supporting them. But those libraries are utilized all the time. I go by both of them, and there are people in there, kids, adults, utilizing the libraries, and I just think it's unfortunate that they're not getting any money to move forward with new programs or replace equipment, or they're being level funded. So things are pretty much status quo. And they do an amazing job for our kids and our adults. I'd like to see them receive at least a 1% increase in their budget. It would cost a point and a half, I think. $1,500 would be a 1% increase. Is that correct? No. I just can't approve the budget the way it is, because I've seen some of the departments cut way back. What you see doesn't reflect what they actually asked for, what they actually thought they needed. And I thought you deserved to know that. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. A couple comments from me before we begin. There's not that many people here tonight, so it's easy. Make sure you know what you're voting on. If you're new to the process and you don't know, stick your hand up and ask me, and I'll try to explain it again, or ask a department head or a council member to explain it, because I want you to know what you're voting on. That's very important to me. Also, we'll go through the budget department by department, but we're not done. There may have to be a short recess if the budget is changed for us to do some calculations. If we have that recess, I would beg you to stay, because really the meat and potatoes of what happens at this meeting happens in the 7 resolutions that we will vote on at the end of the evening. So please stay if we do have to have a recess. That said, before we begin, in case I need it, could I get a count of checked-in voters from the canvassers?
73.
73, thank you.
Bob, can I just say one thing too?
You may.
You guys hear me? Sure, I don't need the microphone, I've never used one before, I'm not gonna stop now. I agree with Cheryl on many points, but on the other side of the coin, I just wanna mention that our tax levy, our tax, 40% is the mill rate. What is the question we looked into, that was a 40% increase over 10 years?
What our rate increase?
Our rate increase was a 40% increase in the last 10 years. I also want to mention that while Forster is a wonderful place to live, I've been here my whole life, I'll be here till I die, it is also the 8th highest tax community out of 39. Now, we've had no less than 4 years of at least close to a 3.5% or 4% tax increase for the last 4 years. If this gets voted up tonight or increased, we'll have a 5th year of that. My thoughts coming into this, and I've been involved in many, many budget workshops over the last 15 years on both sides, very well informed on either side, is I came to this budget workshop thinking we need to give a break this year. I would have liked it less than 2%, but I fought really hard, and my commitment going into the door on this was a 2 to 2.5%, giving it the benefit of the doubt, because I knew what we were facing. So I kind of think we gave a pretty good budget, and it's the lowest tax increase this town has seen in years, and I think the taxpayers needed the break, and I just wanted to counter that with the other side of the story, and I'm not taking anything away from Cheryl. We had discussions during the workshop, so this is just the other part. Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon.